somebody, or you have to negotiate deals with somebody who can get you those venues that'll get you the eyes on you. You know what I'm saying?
For
Get the ears
sure.
on your sound. You gotta like without the confidence, you're gonna find somebody who's gonna really lowball you or allow you to lowball yourself so they can maximize profit off of what it is you potentially gonna earn.
Yeah,
Always.
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So your earning potential really comes down to confidence
there it
more than
is.
product.
And the other
Yeah,
part
that's in
is
every situation.
when they send you that bill, they send you that bill whether you care or not.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
They don't care. They send you that bill. Whether you look at that bill and like the deputy where I work in my department was saying, they send you the bill. Does anybody pay attention to it being itemized? Do you know the scope of work that they did? Is that the full scope of work that they did? Did they actually do it? Can you verify that they did it? And most people just sign off on an invoice. They say, "Yo, we approve." And it's not to say that they shouldn't, but do you recognize what they did on that bill, on that invoice, not that bill, on that invoice? Do you recognize what they did?
Dude,
So
it's
if
no
you
different than going out to dinner and they do the gratuity. And they had the gratuity split up, and it says like four. Let's say do 12% of whatever it is you about to pay
18,
for.
no, 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 sis, come
Eight,
on now.
yeah,
I don't know
18,
where
yeah,
you
the
been.
eight, yeah.
Let's be for real. When
Do
we
the
go
18.
out to
Let's
these
do the
places and
18.
eat, come on, let's be for real.
If
When
you
we
look
go out
at
to
if you
these
look at
places
the
and eat,
number,
they give us 18% gratuity when it's us hanging out, bro. Stop it.
if you look at that number is larger than the actual 18% they're asking for all the time.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
the time. If you do the math, that 18% that they're asking for, they already throwing fees on top of whatever it is they're asking for.
Yeah,
And they're just hoping you're not paying attention.
Yes, sir.
always.
You see what I'm saying?
And if
So
you're
it's
not
it's the
paying
same thing.
attention, exactly. And if you're
Yeah,
not paying attention, you're gonna pay for that gratuity, and then you're gonna add some more extra cash onto it because you're not looking at it. So if they're
Exactly.
confident enough to do that, shouldn't you be confident enough to walk into these meetings as well and say, "Yo, I'm asking for this amount," but then when they come back and say, "Hey, the gratuity on here," oh, we actually just add the gratuity on there because we've had situations where, excuse me, customers don't pay, or we think this is justifiable by our service. We think that we
Right.
should actually receive this amount of gratuity. And my nigga Six will tell you, I'm going 18%. You think you did 18%, and Six will tell you, you think you did 18% worth of a tip for some shit that I'm paying for. So our bill is $228.37. And you think you did 18% of gratuity. That's your tip. So 220 something dollars, that's already $22. Can you explain that $22 I'm about to hand
yeah,
over to you on my credit card?
Now you
yeah,
want $34. Now you asking for $34 in a tip.
yeah. They be tripping. They'll play. They'll play that stuff.
Exactly.
I'll be peeping stuff like that. Sometimes I'll be like, whatever. I'll be honest with you, but I always see it. I'm like, this shit already built in the bill. So they do it crazy out here in Jersey. Like
Here's
it's
the other part, ladies and gentlemen, if
and
you
and
are
that's
now
how
listening.
and
Even
that's how
even
people
if it
lose out.
is, even if it is built into the bill, you can tell them to remove that shit. Take that shit off my bill. You can.
Word.
You can tell yo, take that off my bill. I was gonna tip you automatically. Everybody that knows me knows that anybody that's with me because of my history in the hospitality industry, we all know that they do not get paid well up until recently. So we all know that we have to tip these people to make sure that they get paid because they're getting
Always.
paid $5, $6, or $7, $8 or whatever it is an hour, and they are living off their tips. So I tell everybody, yo, when you do this, tip them. Make sure you
For
tip
sure.
tip the tip your bartender. Make sure you tip your waiter to make sure that you do take care of them, so they have a good night and they go home and they can take care of their bills and everything because
Of course.
their hourly wage is trash.
Hmm.
But when you start handing me a bill and it's me six and spits and you
Yeah,
saying 18%, and we looking at the bill, you say, yo, you gonna pay that? No, I'm not gonna pay that because I'm gonna ask them, yo, do you think you deserve 18%?
that's real.
But here's the other part. If your service was actually that good, are you gonna limit yourself to 18%, knowing that each one of us could give you $10?
That's the thing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. you don't want to put a cap on what you could really get. So that's the main thing. Like you want to get paid what you worth, but you don't want to expect just to get the 18%. You could have got 30% if your service was A1. So
Correct. And that 18% is basically the government saying we're paying attention to what you're getting taxed. That's part of what it is. Yeah, we want to make sure that we are able to tax your tips. That's what they're saying. Hey, we want to tax your tips.
mhm.
That's why I tell them. Sometimes I just tell them, yo, take that off. Especially when I'm out with the homies, yo, take that off, man, because that's an embarrassment. And the young lady, she was like, yo, why would you want us to take it off? You don't want to see us get tipped? No, I want to see you get better. I want to see you get tipped better than the 18% that you're being asked for,
Yeah,
right? Because I was gonna throw out 20, he was gonna throw out 10.
yeah,
But see, the
yeah,
reason why they do it the way they do it now is not necessarily to prevent the taxation. It's more or less to it's more to split that tip up amongst all the staff in the building.
Yeah, the
So that
waiter,
way
the dishwasher, and everybody else. I forgot.
they have more control over
Yeah,
the disbursement.
yeah, yeah. But it's also because that person who did get the tip, if they did get $100, instead of them walking out with $100 or $80, they broke it up between the person that was not the waiter, but the server and everybody else that came around to help out with that table and keep it clean and made sure that you got fresh water and made sure that the dishes was removed as well. So those people are integral into the service of you sitting at a restaurant and dining. And I know that because again, I worked into the hospitality industry. Ladies and
Right.
gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. I got a friend of the podcast that jumped back on with us from, I don't even want to say it because he's from the East Coast, man, but I'm gonna say it anyway, man. Helen from
come
Helen
on,
from the
man.
Helen from the East Coast, man. Out there somewhere where the New York Giants play and a couple of other teams play. I don't know why they out there, but you know,
Crazy. New York
represent for
City,
New
crazy.
Jersey. I'm gonna say New Jersey. His name is Spitz Nelson, the coffee
Peace.
god. Welcome to the podcast, brother. Salute, salute,
Appreciate
salute.
you. Thank y'all for having me again, man. Like I told you, I was looking forward to it, man. I said I gotta double back around and holler at y'all because I've been
Hey,
watching everybody else's for the past couple months and seeing y'all do it big. So I had to pop back on here. So appreciate you having me on again.
man, it's all love, man.
Appreciate you.
You welcome back anytime, my G. Anytime.
I
Thank
see
you.
you've been rocking out, man.
Hell
Merch,
yeah.
you know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Trying, man. Trying. Yeah, I got the good
Dropping some heat
coffee cup
rocks.
stuff. So it's been good. Like you know what? When I first got it, I was sitting on a bunch. I was like, damn, I ordered too much. But like a month after that, people started DMing me like, yo, I need a hoodie. I need two. I need one for my girl. So I wound up doing like 7 to like 10 pieces every 2 weeks. And then I just
Mm.
started keep reading up. So it was good. Like probably like last 2 weeks, I needed to get new colors. But as you can see behind me, I got a bunch right there. So I'm about to put out some orders. But it's been smooth. It's been branding, man. It's been mad fun. Like I was telling my homeboy the other day, I'm like, yo, doing music now is like less stressful because I'm not pressured by it. Like before, it's like I'm trying to make all this shit dope, get it out and do whatever. But now it's just like, yo, I'm enjoying it. I'm sipping my coffee, write
Mm.
some music, kick back,
That's
get it
dope.
to friends, and it's been received real well. So we got a couple of big things on deck, but everything is smooth, merch and music. So
Okay. So
That's
so
dope.
now I do know that you were trying to put it together where you could move around on a national level within the United States, right? And you wanted to
yes,
go from
sir.
coffee shop to coffee shop. Were you able to get in touch with the brother that I gave you from the Sip and Savor?
I didn't. I reached out to him. I appreciate it, but I didn't get in contact with him yet. So I'm still hopeful. I reached out to him.
Okay.
But we did get we got like 4 different coffee shops coming up starting April 24th, the first one. And after that, we got one in Boston coming up too. So we moving around, man. So I got a couple of links as far as the coffee shops doing the intimate performances. So it's
Okay.
coming along real good so far.
Okay, because
That's
that's
dope.
big. That's big, bro, for me. So I'm gonna reach out to him and see if I can get him to
Appreciate
circle
it.
back around to you and everything like that. And if it
Appreciate it.
was on me and I forgot, hey, hold it to my head, not my heart.
No, no, no. You
You know
good.
what I
When you
mean?
reached out to me, I hit him up. But I know at that point in time, something happened to one of the shops. I was peeping game. Like, I don't know if it
Facts,
was like a
facts.
something that went on with the shop. So
Yeah.
I know he was busy at the time. But man, I'm always grateful for the league, man. We really trying to get the whole coffee shop. It's so crazy because since we last spoke, I've been seeing it pop up everywhere. I've been seeing people like doing these little coffee raves in New York. I've been seeing these little open mics and my homies, like my best friends, they live on Staten Island. So Killer Coffee, they got a Wu-Tang coffee shop too, they was telling me about.
Wow.
So
That's
everybody
big.
is kind of branching into coffee. And I kind of like, I think I was telling y'all before when we had my twins, like that, this was my mindset. Like, y'all want to do coffee. I love coffee. I love hip hop. I want to create my own brand with coffee. But as soon as that, I put that thought out there, everywhere I look, I'm seeing hip hop and coffee go together. So it's like a little niche. It's good to see though. I'm seeing more people with it. So it's good to see.
That's
And it's
dope.
not, it's not, excuse me, I'm trying to think of the words. It's not surprising that you see so many people get involved in hip hop and then coffee. Once we decide as a culture what we really like, whether it be the top guys in the industry doing all that filler and that other rap, or the guys with some dope hip hop and some soul and some real soul to their music, start to get going, the development and the layers of hip hop start to get deeper and deeper, and I'm sure we all notice that and we pay attention to that. You know, uh, they said the people from the South were slow, and it's like they ain't slow, man. They just think on a different level, you know,
Yeah.
and they got cleaner air down there, so
Hmm.
they ain't trying to live their life fast as fuck because everything down there is a little bit cleaner, and there's a lot more space and they get to maneuver around and do things on a different level. So it's just a way that we all see things. But I think it's dope, and I think that you're a pioneer and on what you're doing right now. And I think that's dope to see what you're doing and the direction that it could be headed. So I want to play my part, man, and make sure I talk to Big Bro even if I
Appreciate
had to go Friday this week or Saturday, or I'll start with text messaging and calling him because I know he's a. Let me say this: we'll talk after this podcast, all right?
you.
But
Okay.
he is a very busy guy, so sip and savor. If you are from Chicago, you know there's more than one sip and savor. There's three, four, maybe five, maybe six on the way. And he has a plethora of shops that he's running, and he has a lot going on, and it's a hell of a thing to maintain so many coffee shops. So I want to
Yeah.
make sure that he receives you warmly, and you get the type of reception and type of business going on that you need to get. And I would love for you to be able to perform here during this climate now, or
Hmm.
during the autumn, during the fall, and it's a little bit of a chill outside, and everybody's getting used to that and everything. But that's just how I see it. I don't know what your vision is, but that's just how I see things, man. I think it'd be dope for you to come here and be able to perform in his shops and everything, or on a backspace on a patio and everything, and you
So
see that and be able to check that out. But it's definitely a thing that I would love to see happen, and I think it will work out
appreciate that.
perfectly.
Yeah, I appreciate that because that's actually like the idea of it to be able to find these different cities and not even just for me, it's basically to like turn these coffee shops into curated spaces for creative events, whether it's an open mic or even if it's not even like a hip hop show or performance, it's a
Hmm.
networking party. Maybe it's a DJ there, it's people networking,
Yeah.
photographers, videographers, like dancers, whatever people do coming together because really like when you think of a coffee shop in comparison to a club, like good shit happens in coffee shops. Like when you go to coffee shops, people, I mean, obviously there's most of the time it's good looking women in there chilling on their laptops, doing whatever. It's people conducting their
Absolutely.
business. It's always work being done. So like at least in our
Right.
culture, it's like a centralized area for people to come in there and if I'm gonna take a meeting somewhere, why not do it in a coffee shop? Even if it's a deal that you about to do, that's $100,000 deal. Let's say I do a merch deal or got something going on. Fingers crossed. But I go in the coffee shop, we drink our coffee, we chill, we talk business. It's quiet, it's calm, the ambiance is good. So it's always like a place to do do a lot of different things. So I took it and ran with it. I actually just did a brand deal with Dope Coffee out of Atlanta. So they are like
Okay.
they're
Okay.
official. So I just did a deal with them. Dope company. Like they reached out to me, so we working right now. This next project is backed by them, and we putting together something crazy for our merch package and collab. But they in like 700 Krogers right now. They got 3 or 4
Fire.
locations in Atlanta. I actually got a show in Atlanta next Saturday through them as well. But yeah, it's like basically just the coffee culture. And I didn't know how many people connect to it, but this show next week is at a smoke shop. But it should be packed. It's all people who come from Dope Coffee, all people who know about Dope Coffee, all people who are cannabis connoisseurs in the city of Atlanta. So it's a nice vibe, and we putting together something crazy for the next few months. Like even with the
I love
albums,
it.
I did something unique with this project. So obviously I got the Good Coffee Club merch, but we getting away from streaming too. That was something I wanted to highlight y'all about too, on what
Oh,
y'all thought
okay.
about it. So we getting
Okay.
away from streaming. And I had this revelation. I said to myself, I've been on DistroKids for years, made a couple dollars, nothing significant,
Mm-hmm.
had thousands of streams, nothing crazy, but I'm recording, I'm getting the beats, I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting it mixed, mastered, cover art. Like I don't really play with my music, so I want the best product out. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, like, what value am I giving my consumers? So I'm giving them value, but when you do it for streaming, you still getting that 0.003
You know it.
cents back. So it's like all these companies now are talking about, all these people, media people are talking about streaming. I hear all these artists talking about streaming. I've always had a band camp, like you brothers have had band camp as
Yes,
well.
sir. Yes,
And it's
sir.
like that's the way you want to make your money.
Yeah,
But
it's boutique. It's boutique.
exactly, but you got to kind of have that heart and that courage to do it. Like even with this project, like I'm gonna put it on streaming. I'm just not gonna put it on streaming for 60 days. I'm gonna see how much hustling I could do within 60 days. Like, so I say, yo, I'm doing 200 copies of my albums. I'm doing merch piece, whether t-shirt or hoodie or a
Okay.
mug.
Okay.
And then we got to the coffee. We got actual coffee. So
Okay.
then we doing the coffee combo pack with the merch, everything to kind of put the brand together, the
Mm.
collab with Dope. So it's not just my music, it's experience. So we giving them like, yo, this project is called Good Coffee, Good Life, but this idea is bigger than just hip hop. It's like, yo, here, you can have this coffee. You actually got this mug. This is something that you're gonna have for years. It's a quality mug. But if you like coffee, you connect to the hip hop. It's not just going on, let me download, let me listen to your song, and then I'm done with you. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
I bought something from this guy, so I'm loyal to that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I
I'm a
think
part of that
people
brand for sure.
exactly. I
For sure.
think artists got to kind of build their brands like more niche now and more. Obviously, everybody talks about direct to consumer, but that's normal business. Like direct to consumer is just normal. Yo,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
That's
people act
traditional.
like it's a big thing. It's really not. It's like, yo, I made
Right.
some beats. I made an instrumental album. I made an album here. I made these songs. I'm selling it to you here. This is $15. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I decided with this project, and like, man, I'm going for it, man. I mean, streaming is helpful if you want somebody just to know your name, but dudes gotta figure out: do you want to be famous or do you want to find a way to be creative but also have sustainability and build some
Have
sort of
some
infrastructure?
longevity. Yeah, some longevity.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
So
think that
yeah,
I think it's dope how you approach that. I was thinking how like with hip hop being what, 53 years old now,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
it's like the maturation of hip hop it calls for this level of enterprising. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah,
it only makes sense that coffee fits the mold. You get what I'm saying? Because we're more than just clubbing. You know what I'm saying? We're more than just booty shake. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many different layers to who we are as a culture
Yeah.
that there's demographics of us. Dude, there's carpenters that are into hip hop.
Like
You
you
know what I'm
said, we are
saying?
not monolithic. Like you said so
Yep.
many times before, we are not monolithic, dude. Like we are deeply layered.
So for you to tap into that market and actually see the value because you are of that ilk, it only
For
makes
sure.
sense. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're a coffee connoisseur. You know what I'm saying?
Love it, man.
It
Love
goes
it.
hand in hand. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate the dopeness of that. You know what I mean?
Nah, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah, it came out of nowhere, man. And like even like I tell people all the time, like every song, I'm not rapping about coffee every song. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit would be corny in my opinion. But
That would be
when
very
I
corny,
make
but if they are spits, if they are going in and they're listening to the music, they know that you're not just rapping about coffee. The man is talking about having a good day or having a bad day or having twins, having a son or having a kid before twins. Like there's a multitude, a plethora, a myriad of things that this man
Mhm.
could be rapping about besides coffee, and he's putting it all into his music.
Yeah, and
Coffee's
that's the
just a
thing too.
vehicle.
Exactly what you said. Like coffee is just there for the ride. Like in the morning, like when we going to work, like that's what we doing. We listening to our music. We might be drinking tea or coffee, but most likely on our way to work and commuting, the car, train, whatever, you got something, especially in the winter now, you know what I'm saying? Like you got something in your hand and you drinking something to stay warm. So I look at it as like it's an experience. Like it goes together. You know what I'm saying? When I was looking on the train, I was like, everybody got headphones and drinking coffee, and it's
Mm-hmm.
crowded, shit
Mm-hmm.
spilling everywhere. But I always was like, yo, what are they listening to? And that's really the whole Good Coffee Club because like everybody is essentially a part of like this Good Coffee Club. Like
Mm-hmm.
we got so many different layers when it comes to rap. And I think this version of rap where I'm at right now is like adult contemporary type of music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really dope
Which
shit. You can vibe to it. You're gonna get some substance though. You're gonna get some food, especially in this album too. Like I feel like now I'm really more clear headed and I'm able to think a little better. My kids be wilding, but um I'm more clear headed and I'm really trying to give people the trials and the stuff that I've been through in life and piecing it together and putting it into that story. Like I really want my shit to be the underdog becomes a champion because a lot of us like we came from nothing. Like I came from Newark, New Jersey, Goldsmith Ave, um, two-bedroom apartment, six of us,
Mm.
food
Talk your
stamps.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not the
Yeah.
EBT. I'm from the book food stamp. I'm from
Yeah.
the rip it out the book. You know what I'm
Uh.
saying? So a lot of times people, I meet people and they don't really, they don't see that in me, which is a good thing. They would
right,
never know unless I tell them, but I really came from that. So my life was never just like sunny days every day. But as I
right,
continue to build it up and understand this shit for what it is, and like from young, I don't want to be here. So continue to progress. Like really,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm focusing on with this underdog turns into the champion. And I just happen to be a part of the Good Coffee Club because the Good Coffee Club is people like you two gentlemen who are here. Like we work hard, we trying to make something of ourselves, we trying to
Yes,
take care
sir.
of our families, we trying to have
Yes,
some
sir.
extra dough. So we do want to sip something. We might want to pick up some new kicks coming out. It's a pair of Air Bacons coming out soon too. I got to get those again.
Oh we. Oh
Um,
we.
but
Oh we. Yeah.
we want to have that extra money in our pocket to be able to maneuver and to be able to throw our family members some bread. So it's like it don't really matter where you at. It's just people who are striving for something bigger than themselves, and people who are actually trying to make something positive, in my opinion. So that's
right.
what really Good Coffee Club is, man. And like, man, I drink a lot of coffee too, so it's gonna be a lot of bars. But I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to sharing it with y'all because there's a lot of
I,
good shit in there.
it's a dope idea, a dope concept, and your execution as you've gone on, and I've been watching, especially when I'm on a bus, I've been paying attention to it. You know, like I've been looking like he has it, and the moment someone understands what it is he's doing, and the more people that back him and what he's doing, it's only
Word.
going to work out better for him.
Give me a
And
second.
at some point,
Yeah, I'll be right back.
maybe you will throw tea in there. There's no telling. Like it may be a coffee and tea thing that you have. Who knows? Spitz Nelson may have his own coffee shop one day, and he may be able to do that, and he may be able to support his family and his family members and have them work and get off their ass and be able to be integral parts of what he's doing and helping his business thrive. But what you're doing is dope. I like it. Like I said, I'm gonna do my part to make sure that you're okay and make sure that you're successful. As
Appreciate
and I
you.
will also be buying some hoodies and everything else because we gotta support the merchandise and make sure that you keep on
Appreciate
rolling
you, man.
and make sure that your vision is supported and you're doing well.
For sure.
For
Appreciate that.
those who don't know where you come from, let people know where you from, brother.
Yo, I'm gonna say New Jersey, because I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I lived in Newark half of my life, but also I lived in South Jersey, so the whole Jersey. But I'm originally from Newark, but I lived in South Jersey, Willingboro. So just Jersey, man. I done traveled and lived all over New York, Boston, Florida. But just like the little dude in The Alchemist, like he traveled all over the desert and went on this long, crazy journey
Mm-hmm.
just to come back around home. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back home, and Jersey's my home. I love it here. I don't really fuck with the winter as much no more. I'm planning on moving, but for now, my love for Jersey is strong. So,
For sure. All right.
Dope.
So the next question I got for you is on this journey to being a coffee lover, a connoisseur of coffee, have you found your 2 to 3 black coffee shops?
so I did. So one of the coffee shops that I mess with heavy right now is Boogie Down Grind.
Oh,
They
that
in the
sounds fire.
Bronx. So they in the Bronx. I actually just shot Barista. So I shot the video for Barista. And that's actually dropping tomorrow. So I rock with them heavy. They make good drinks. The ambiance is good. It's a small shop on Hunts Point, but it's dope. They show love. So that's really my main spot. It's a few other spots in Jersey, but
Mm-hmm.
really, that's really the only one that I found that I'm really rocking with now, besides Dope Coffee in Atlanta. So
Okay. What you said? Boogie down?
Boogie Down
Come
Grind.
on. You got to give me 2 more. Boogie down, grind. Come on. Come
Boogie
on now.
Down Grind. I mean, that's the thing. Black coffee shops, it's kind of in my area. I'm in Central Jersey right now.
I'm
So
just
there's
talking
no.
about all over, wherever you've been, bro. Not just in Jersey. I'm just talking about all over the
Okay.
nation.
So one of the best coffees I've been to is book coffee shops, McGregor's. That was in Virginia.
Okay.
That spot is
Okay.
fire. Just the service and the breakfast and the pastries. And let's see, third coffee shop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm, I'm gonna say R&Beans, and that's in Jersey too.
Oh, R and beans. That's
Yeah,
fire. I
so
like
that
that,
coffee
man.
shop is fire too.
That's
But
easy.
we got a lot of like it's kind of whack because we got a lot of like commercial spots, but when you get
Yeah.
closer to New York, you get into those like little niche spots. If I was in New York, I'd be going to a lot more. But it's a
Mm-hmm.
few that I like out here. So
All right.
Right.
So talking to you right now, um, for everybody, if you haven't noticed, it's not that he loves tea so much, but he's a big coffee drinker. So what got you into being a coffee drinker?
so the main thing that got me into coffee is my mom. So my mom
Mm-hmm.
growing up used to drink coffee all the time. Like
Okay.
we used to go to church a lot and be in revivals and just church every day, you know what I'm saying? But I used to see her just drinking coffee in the morning, she'll drink it in the afternoon. And I never drank coffee like that until like after college. Like I think after college, even in college, I wasn't like the biggest coffee drinker. It was when I started working. Like once I started working, I used to be out at the studio all night. And funny story, I remember I had a job at Best Buy, and I used to put the CDs. I used to be doing like the media section, putting the CDs up. So I would go there at 6 a.m.
Mm.
But a lot of days I would be coming from like the studio and just out or whatever. So I would be exhausted. So it was one morning that I got to the job at like 6 on the dot. I try to always be
Mm.
on time, and I was tired, but the racks was high. And there was this girl named Leonis. Shout out to Leonis because she hooked me up. She saw how tired I was. I was drinking my coffee, sitting on the side, and at that time I didn't drink coffee a lot, but I had espresso in it and everything. Boston, you got a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts everywhere. Every corner is a Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
So I'm drinking my coffee and it wasn't working. So I wound up getting another coffee and I started feeling lively. But Shorty said, yo, that coffee is not going to save you. She was like, just sleep here and I'm going to whistle if anybody walks down the aisle. So I tried it with the coffee, the espresso, whatever, but she let me sleep behind like the little CD section or whatever. But and she just called it the manager came. But that was really the first time I started drinking coffee when I was at Best Buy, and I used to have to get up at 6 to work. So
For sure.
ever since then, I was drinking coffee, and then recently, when I had my kids, my first son, like he like just wouldn't sleep, so I was drinking like a pot of coffee like every day. So it became something where I started messing around with it too, where it's like I was mixing it with like eggnog and different like
Oh
flavors, and I
wow.
wound up getting like a coffee. I got a coffee bar in my house. Like I got an espresso machine. I got like the regular Keurig. I got a Nespresso. So I have like every type of coffee machine you could think of. So when the homies and people come over too, like usually after cookouts and different things,
Right.
they get pissed, but I'm always offering people coffee, and they be like, "I don't drink coffee. I'm just try it, bro. I got all this coffee here. I don't want to waste it." But
Yeah.
it was definitely after college work, that I started falling in love with coffee.
All right.
So
My question is to both you guys because I'm not a father. Tell me one or two of the things that put being a father into perspective for you. If I can ask you guys that without getting too crazy and wild. Two things that gave you guys perspective, you know.
I mean, I think for me, it's like knowing that. I think one of them is knowing like that I have like I'm God in this person's life. That's really like the main thing. Like I'm God in his life,
Mm-hmm.
their life, like all three of them, and like kind of, I could teach them as best as best as I know, whatever. But if I don't teach them, like they just driving without any type of guidance or instruction. So it's really just me knowing like I have a certain amount of time to leave an imprint before they could go out and just do them. So within that time, I'm always like thinking like, damn, like I really got to be the best example. So I always put that in perspective. And another thing too is like I think back to me and my father. And my father, he's a great guy, but I always look and say like, if I'm being frank, like it was more that I wanted from him, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I grew up with my pops like my whole entire life, but it was still like the things that I feel like I have to do for my kids that he just couldn't do, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I told you guys the background. When you coming up in poverty, like you thinking of the food, a lot of the other stuff, you thinking of food and rent. A lot of the other stuff you really kind of just, if you could do it, you could do it. But I look at that and say, yo, I really got to be better than him. Love him, but I got to be better than him in all areas because I know the stuff that I've been through and the stuff that I don't want my kids to go through, and I want them to have
right.
that supreme confidence always and that understanding of their decision making. So those are just things that I think about like every day when I'm dealing with them. So
For sure. I like that. I like that. 606. You on the clock.
I think for me, um, I'll say like so I was looking at some old pictures and some I found a video of when my daughter started walking.
Mm.
And I didn't realize I still had that picture. I mean, that video, it was in my archives and shit. So, I'm looking at it and I'm like, just watching her try to get to me. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
what the perspective I gained prior to that, that kind of like make it all come together was like I was thinking about how like there wasn't a whole lot of kids in my neighborhood who had a dad in the house. But I
Mm.
had a dad. I had a
Wow,
dad in the crib. You know
word,
what I'm saying? And to me, it didn't even seem like it was a weird thing until I had kids on my own, and I started thinking about like I refuse to not be present. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
yeah,
And then it kind of dawned on me that we like in the last generation of like two parent homes.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're in the last era of that. They're like a lot of these new kids growing up
it's
don't know
over.
nothing about that. It's over. It's a wrap.
This
You know what
is
I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like those that do have two parents in the home are the lucky few.
yeah,
So the perspective I got from it was that it's a it's a calling. You,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like you bigger than your libido. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You bigger than just the money you make and how you provide and stuff like that. It's bigger than all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
you gotta once you put that hat on, you gotta wear it.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
You know what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with you.
That's what I got out of it.
Nah, that's real. It's a full-time job, man. It's one of those
Man,
things too,
it's a
like,
thankless job. It's a thankless job.
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
And you can't no like you don't get no parade for succeeding,
hell no.
and nobody coming to save you. You gotta go to war. You gotta put that hat on and go. You know
Every
what I'm
day.
saying?
No one is gonna give you a pat on the back for being a father. Because as a
Right.
Hell
man, that's what you're supposed to do.
It's a exactly. And you set the tone. Like you're literally the the pace setter. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Everything begin and end with the mood and the vibe you set as a father, as the man, as the leader. Like a lot of like we do live in a society now where it's like a lot of that is kind of lost on a lot of people because they don't really value the role. A lot of guys out here just don't value the role. They might not have had an example of it, so they don't really see it as something that they
Bang
need to
bang.
do. But they don't really realize that you'll shift the entire paradigm. You'll shift the entire trajectory of our social structure by just being a father to your own child.
no.
So,
That's a fact.
so
You know what I'm
with that
saying?
said, that goes to another question that I have. Why do you think so many men out here want a pat on the back for doing a job as a father? Like, that's literally your title.
Because
It's just
I could
like
tell you
working a
why.
job. Yo, if I tell you to do this, why do you need a pat on the back for doing the shit that you're required to do?
I can tell you why. I've
Speak
had this
on it.
conversation 100,000 times, bro.
Speak
It's
on it.
like the reason why a lot of dudes want a pat on the back for it. I don't even think it's necessarily the pat on the back. They just want
Mm,
acknowledgement because for the last 30 to 40 years we've been told we ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in like in a certain socioeconomic range.
yeah,
Like dudes who got they shit together don't be worried about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But guys who are actually like really trying to piece it together or really trying to do something, and on top of that, they got a kid with a woman that they barely know,
yeah.
they want acknowledgement
Yeah.
because on the other side of that, they ain't shit to somebody.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
and I understand that, and I
So it's not
totally
even
get that.
necessarily go
Go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, so it's not necessarily about the acknowledgement of doing the job. It's like, damn, I can't even get a, you know what I'm saying, a salute for what I am doing over here. You see what I'm saying? That's what I've seen and what I've heard. You know what I'm saying? Like most,
Got that.
because if a man ain't gonna, if a nigga ain't gonna do it, he ain't gonna do it. You know what
Correct,
I'm saying?
correct.
Who gonna make him? Who gonna make him do it? You know what I'm saying?
But the thing that I've
So
seen is that when you look at these surveys around the country or when they're doing these polls or whatever, you always see the same thing over and over again. The black man is the most integral part of his family as a father. Like he's
I was
always
gonna
been the
say that.
most. Go ahead, yeah. And so I just want to say that part. Like every time you look at a survey, it always says the black man is the happiest when he's a father. The black man is the happiest when he is leading his family. The black man is the most impactful in his family. And you
So
the
they
black
always see
man
these
is
polls and surveys
statistically the black man is the most involved father of all the different races.
of all time.
100%. 100%. But
But
but you know what they did? They infiltrated the minds of like the masses to think different. So what they
Yeah,
did was,
there it is.
obviously they took a small sample size and then they made that the whole population. And it's really not the case. And a lot of times it's not necessarily the pat on the back. It's just you don't want to be like you're already classified as ain't shit anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
exactly,
That's a
so
exactly.
fact.
if that's the case, you're kind of trying to, you're not proving it subconsciously. You're probably trying to prove, nah, I'm a good father, I'm this and that.
I am.
But you're the only one who's saying that most of the time because most of the time, exactly like we said, like that's your job. Like it ain't no, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So it's really like one of them things where it's just, man, it's kind of sad in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of sad,
Kinda,
but
but the only motherfuckers that's gonna pat you on the back for being a great father, the people that are around you that are great fathers, your uncles, your brothers,
for sure.
your people that you grew up with, your friends, those are the only people that are gonna pat you on the back. And if they not, it's something wrong with everybody else in that circle if they're not patting you on the back, like, yo, you doing a good job. Like we should all be
Yeah.
lifting each other up to
But
say,
men
yo,
don't.
you're a
But
good
men don't. We
man.
don't. But men don't function like that in a
We
social
do
structure.
not. We do not, but we should.
You
We
know what
should
I'm
be able
saying?
to
Like
say
you
that to
think
one
about it,
another
like
because there's nothing soft about saying, "Yo, my nigga, you did a great job with your son,
Yeah. Yep.
with your daughter.
but
You did a
see,
great job."
when you live in it, when you live like again, like to the point of the socioeconomic structure, like when people come from a certain income bracket, they don't
Hmm.
be concerned. They don't concern themselves with what another man is doing in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like I know dudes who was raised by their uncles, but their uncles are philanderers. You know what I'm saying? A lot they got uncles out here who got multiple baby mamas,
Hmm.
and
Right.
they damn sure ain't finna tell this dude he doing a good job with his kids if he ain't even paying no attention to his own kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the problem with that is, man, it's like it goes way deeper than like the feelings of the individual. Like the guy who might feel some sort of social insecurity because he's not getting the props for doing the job that he feel like he's doing the best job he could possibly do. The
Hmm.
only reason why he's not really getting that acknowledgement in the first place is because people busy just doing them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
It ain't
So
on everybody's mind. It ain't like,
right, nobody looking at
that.
that dude and be like, you know what? Hold on, let me go lift this brother up. No,
Yeah.
like they looking at this nigga like you ain't better than me because you taking care of your kids, and nigga, that's how they be
Yeah.
thinking.
Nah, that's a fact. But it come down to what we was talking about earlier too. It's the confidence, man. Like you gotta have the confidence to know that you're doing a good job.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
my kids is young and I'll be feeling like I'm doing a good job. So that's enough for me. I'm like, I'm putting in the work that I need to put in. I'm putting in 100%. I'll be tired as hell, but I know that it's a selfless job. And I don't even like one thing
There it
I
is.
recently learned though
There it
too
is.
is with being a father, if I could tell a young brother, it's like you gotta have like maximum control over your emotions on a lot of shit
yep.
because you don't want your kids to see you ever like rattled. That's my thing. Like my kids will never, Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them to see me rattled, but I feel like you gotta be the calm, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta turn up on them, but you gotta be the calm. So um
And that
yeah,
That's a
fuck
being
it.
very
self,
that's a very important component
Yeah. And that
because
fuck it
like
got to be very strong too.
yeah,
in a leadership role where where it's sink or swim,
Hmm.
like you literally cannot you can't show that you got stabbed in the gut to
Hmm.
your army. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, you got to hold that together because they're your confidence is going to strengthen them. They're going to look at you and
yeah,
be like, you know what? That's the one that's meant to lead me. Because the
Even if
moment
they
they
know
feel
there's
like,
a wound, they know you
yeah,
patched that bitch up and you got right back to it.
yeah. They know you're gonna be good regardless.
because we're the closest thing to God is like is God, the man, the wife, the child. You
100%.
know what I'm saying? So it's like if you show that you're not even confident in what God promised you, then why should they be confident in you?
100%.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. And don't know, and no woman is gonna confide or believe in a man who ain't confident or can't lead.
100%.
They will always break rank. And
Mm-hmm.
when they break rank, they will start putting it into the ears of everybody else around. Yo, he ain't what he say he is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, and then after that, everything else after that just starts to tumble.
Everything's in disarray. After
Yeah,
that, it's in
yeah.
disarray.
And you become a
Yep.
man of order to a man of chaos, and that's not what you're supposed to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I only ask those questions because I know within the black community they talk about us being the worst fathers, which is not true. They talk
Bullshit.
about us not being here for our children, which is not true. They're only taking examples of what they see in certain areas, and they're using those as a statistic to say this is what we are, or they're using the rap music and everything else, or that is the agenda to promote us as promiscuous and gallivanting around and doing all this crazy activity, and we're salacious and we're involved, we're promiscuous, and we're doing all this crazy activity amongst our communities with multiple women. But it's not like it's not happening in their own neighborhoods. They're doing it as well. They just like to pin it all on us and make it look like we're the
Yeah.
ones that are the most crazy and the most wild. When in fact, when you look at us, we are still only 14% of the population. So it just can't be us doing these crazy acts and acting all wild and everything, all crazy and doing all this stuff and not
They did
having,
it through Hollywood.
yeah,
They did it
not,
through Hollywood.
yeah,
They presented that those movie roles and those TV shows presenting that to us. So that's embedded in the minds of everybody because just like you
Yeah,
said with the 14%
the propaganda
minority
mechanism.
population, but you got all the movies showing that. They don't show us a lot of times in the light that they might show a different race of people in when you come to those movies. They show us as gang banging, as baby daddies, as baby mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just people gotta realize what's real and what's fake because I know some good brothers who I know a lot of good brothers who are taking care of their kids. First and foremost, like I can't even rock with nobody who don't take care of their kids.
I
I
can't
can't
Man,
either, bro.
I
I
can't
can't
I
oh,
either.
can't trust you. I
I
can't
would
trust
have
you.
listen,
right.
and six will tell you this. I would have called him a bitch ass nigga a long time ago if I knew he wasn't taking care of his kid. We wouldn't even be rocking out.
That's real. Because you can't trust them. You can't trust
Yeah,
somebody who don't take care of their
if you're not
kids.
gonna take care of the people that's the most vulnerable under your leadership, then I know you don't have my back.
There it
Yeah,
is.
There's no way I can depend on you if you look at your own family and don't even
There it is.
do for them what's required.
mhm.
There it is. There's no way I could be associated with 606 if he can't take care of his kids because the way he treats his kids is how he sees everything else. The way Spitz Nelson
No,
sees his kids is the way he views everything else. No matter how cool we are, no matter how many times we hang out and get a fifth and drink and smoke and do all that, the way that you see
word.
life and the way that you prioritize is the way that you see the thing that you actually created, my nigga.
Yeah,
So all the men in my life that I know who have kids don't act the way that they saying they're baby daddies or they're on welfare or they're in jail, they're locked up. They're not like that. And I could give you a list of men from the one I was telling you about that owns a coffee shop that on down the list to six and another person I work with, another person I work with, guys that I've been 30 to 40-year homies with. They don't act like that.
so,
So when they put those statistics out, I sit there and I look and I go, well, how many men do I know like that? Well, maybe one, two, or three. Do you hang out
yeah,
with them? No, I don't. Why would I want to hang out with somebody like that?
yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like again, like they just kind of they beat people over the head with the negative, with just the negative picture of who we are in all aspects on everything. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
just being a father, you know what I'm saying? That's just part of it, but also too when you really look at how important back to how important fatherhood is too, I know you brothers have seen those statistics on when the father's not present, what happens to those children, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a disservice not being in your child's life because your community gets destroyed because no shade to our women or the women, but a lot of the times when you take that father out of the picture, a lot of the times it's destructive to the community. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
So being a father sometimes can be tough depending on the situation, but it's one of those things, man. It's important and it's a must. It's a necessity for everybody, not
I
just
think that
for the kid.
when you remove the father component, you're removing an element that can't be replicated. You know what
It
I'm
can't
saying?
be.
Because especially when you're talking about somebody who actually has a biological tie to that child, somebody who has an imperative that's already like ingrained to
Mm-hmm.
actually be, to oversee that child's upbringing. You know
For
what
sure.
I'm saying? To somebody who's hardwired to make sure that that child's success is seen through. When you remove that element, the mother can only do so much on her own, and there's
That
no way
is
she could ever substitute that father with some other guy because that other guy is never going to be guaranteed to have that same affinity for that child
Yeah.
as the biological father would have. If that person cares at all, because nowhere else in the animal kingdom does a stepfather come along and not kill that kid.
correct.
Right.
You see what I'm
there
saying?
is no taking care of another kid
The
in an
only
animal
reason why
kingdom.
we function the way we function is because our frontal lobe. We
That's
have
it.
empathy.
That's
That's the
it.
only reason why. And some of us aren't even empathetic. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that. You know what I'm saying? So if you start chipping away at it, like the entire construct that we're functioning under, let's just keep it real. This None of this was designed with us being free in mind in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So our participation is always reluctant on their part. So of course they're going to experiment with different ways to kind of like deconstruct what we have because we've proven to be resilient. So how
Right.
can you chip away at the resilience of this group of people that you really don't even want to have anything to do with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You experiment with the family structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
You
I'm
do
saying?
That's the
everything you
only
can
way.
within your power to make sure that family structure is broken apart. You get them welfare, you get them dope, you get them guns, you get them pills, you
You
get them liquor,
undereducate them.
you
You know what
Yeah.
undereducate
I'm
them.
saying?
You do everything possible for this specific group of people, and then you get them religion and say, "What? We didn't do anything. They were already like that." You get them
Mm.
clinics, you get them birth control, you get them everything in the world to throw them off. You get them miseducation, and then you go, I don't know what's wrong with them. How come they can never get it together?
Yeah.
You create standards for them that you don't yourself have to abide by.
You
You know what I'm
don't
saying? Think about like that's like you think about it like this, and this is why this is like going off on a tangent, but I'll get back,
talk
bring it
your
right
shit.
back to it.
Don't talk.
Are you
So
good?
like the whole fight for integration, like if we were paying attention to it the way it was being pushed back against, we'd have known, and a lot of us already knew that it was a poison we shouldn't have even been trying to drink.
Facts.
Because what happens
Facts.
is when we start uh indulging in the things that we think that look better on the other side, what we start doing is we start leaving our pure uh deep rooted traditions to the wayside.
Chip away
You
at
know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
saying? And we start
Nah,
adopting a
man.
lot of their foundational beliefs. We started adopting, and they were totally against us even being a part of it just because of their own biases or
Yeah.
whatever. But we had no reason like that. What's that scene in Life when he was like, these white only pies. And he said, well, how much
Yeah.
is it gonna cost to make them some nigga pies? Like
Mm-hmm.
a pie is a pie. Why would like we to this day we talk about how white people don't season food well,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yet we fought so hard to be able to eat next to them in the same restaurants that they own.
Bruh, ain't that crazy? Say,
You
repeat
see
that
what I'm
one more time.
saying?
Repeat that one more time.
Yeah.
Like we complain about how they don't season food well, but we fought long and hard to be able to sit next to them in the same restaurants that they own.
Ooh.
You
And
know what I'm
that's
saying? And that in itself is a testament to like how fucked up the whole program is. So why would we get so close to the wolf? You know what I'm saying? Like we see the
yes, it's
wolf over
supposed to
there.
be a separate people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
As the
they
good
don't
book
have
said.
there's nothing about what they've done historically to each other to let us think that we should be sitting next to them because we already know what they've done to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come
Nah,
on
I
now,
hear
we
you.
watch how they do each other.
Mm. And the only
So,
thing is that they just don't publicize the things that they do to each other. They publicize what we do to each other.
and what we've ended up doing is consenting to our own destruction under them
That's it.
because now we're being experimented on. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Again, through education,
Mm-hmm.
through our family structure, through medicine, through
Mm-hmm.
food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so many different
Tap.
ways that we're being deconstructed, and then we're being set right back outside. You know what I'm saying? Because there is no control to this test anymore. Everything is now it's a live experiment.
Yeah. Let me say
Nah,
You
this
know what I'm
too,
saying?
from a guy who had to take psychology classes dealing with kids and doing other things. And you realize from the psychology classes and reading these books and going through over these different texts, you realize that everything that you're listening to, studying becomes true. These aren't things that are actually our behavior. this is the behavior of people that were actually like that before us. Like they were it was already embedded in them. They just wanted to see if we would act that way and carry out the same behavior. But they had to re-educate us and reintroduce us to it. And it's not to be mean or nasty about it, but
Yeah,
we weren't like that. Like you had to introduce us to this type of thinking and this type of performance and being for us to continue and carry on that way.
yeah.
That's not our natural behavior when you look at
I
it.
agree with you. That's why I get, you know what? That's why I sometimes think too. I get upset when people say this. They say, well, if it was a white person or if it wasn't a black person, they would how they did the same thing. I'm like, first off, maybe we shouldn't be doing that thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? They always compare it and be like, oh, well, they got off with murder. But bro, like maybe that's what they do, and we shouldn't be even that type of, that's not instinctively us. So that's why I
Yeah,
sometimes say like, you know, I try not to even engage with that because I don't think it's right to even be comparing. I don't think you can compare.
Yeah, exactly. And what's good for the goose is never good for the gander anyway.
there it
Mm-hmm.
You know
is.
what I'm saying? It's like
There it
this.
is.
None of this was constructed. If everything went according to plan, even if we weren't still property in some form or fashion, we would be separate. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
And how they would run their system, it would still be in some form, some way, the sub. It would be subjugating anybody who's of color. You know what I'm saying? Like what in 1975 they coined the term Native American, and now everybody running around calling themselves Native American and shit like
Right.
that. You see what I'm saying? So like they've literally just been doing this thing. There's this thing that's been going on, and we've been adopting it and accepting it. We've been gobbling it up and not really asking any questions. And now it's the time to really kind of like step back, take a real analytical look at it, and be like, all right, I, I that's probably why I am the way I am because I got kids and I had to have these conversations with them. I had to introduce them to these
100%.
ideas. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in a unique situation right now, dude. We got a whole fucking a reality TV entertainer for president again.
Yeah.
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 We in
You
a
see what
tough
I'm saying?
position right now. Like this whole thing, I think the good thing is too, like information is it's everywhere now. Like any
Yeah.
information. There's a lot of people speaking like how we are speaking, having these conversations and
Mm-hmm.
enlightening each other and bringing good points forward. So it's helpful. You know, a lot of times it's like, I don't know, I heard somebody say it's an awakening. And I don't think it's an awakening. I just think it's more, well, it could be an awakening, but I just think it's more information. Like how even you were saying, like, you know, how we integrated and stuff like that. It's like people are looking back at what has happened and they're saying, like, okay, maybe
This is
these
where,
things
yeah,
I'll learn from it. And now moving forward, I'm gonna kind of decide on where I'm gonna go from there. Like certain things, you can't really change the past, but certain things moving forward, you could kind of strategize and say, I'm not gonna do this or not gonna do that. So I always try to think, man, because I
And,
see a lot.
and
This could go down a rabbit hole. This could go
it
real
could go
deep
down a very deep
right
rabbit
now.
hole,
It could
but
get real deep.
this is the type of conversation in certain group around certain groups of people within our own culture, right? And
Mm-hmm.
our own diaspora, they would want us eliminated for saying these type of things because they would
Of
think
course.
that going along and getting along would be the key thing. That would be the way to succeed. When you actually look at the integration of us with everybody else, that's when we failed the most.
Yeah. And it's the people too who say sometimes you thinking too deep. There's no such thing. You can never be thinking too deep.
Never
Like
think too
some
deep.
people be like, yo, you looking at nah, bro. You just chill, sip what you gonna sip, smoke, stay on that side. We gonna have these conversations. We'll do what we do later. But right now, this is a focal point. We're gonna have this
Right.
conversation and discuss something
right.
that matters. So a lot of times if you hear somebody say that, man, steer away from them because they don't want to think at all because a lot of the information and a lot of
Comfortable.
the things happen right in our face. And
100%.
even what we're talking about now with the whole president, what we got going on now, it's like really we can't be too emotional. I will say this, we can't be overly emotional because there's a lot of us who I think are losing because of the too emotional. And I'm only speaking for the men. I can't really speak for the women, but you can't be emotional. You got to analyze and understand what's going on and take it
Mm-hmm.
for what it is and figure out what's going to be best for you, what's going to be best for your family, and how you're going to move. Being emotional will only get you killed in this world. That's just my opinion on it. So
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Why put yourself in the line of fire where there's no necessary need for that? Like you already a target. So why would you step out there in front of the firing range? You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? So it's like,
And you
exactly.
got right, you got President Cheeto with his hand on the button. Like that's not what we need right
like
now. We need
Just waiting.
together. Yeah, we need togetherness and unity, and we all need to be able to fall back and look at what he's doing and find our different ways and be able to communicate with each other and say, hey, we should be investing in this. Hey, we this may not be a good idea for the planet or for that, but this may end up making us more money over here, and we can come back over here and make it work over here on this end. There are
For
things that
sure.
we need to be paying attention to, regardless of the tariffs or the U.S. or stocks and the currencies, the bitcoins and everything that are going on. There are things that we need to just be paying attention to and make ourselves
Yeah.
aware of, and try to make ourselves more successful and move forward at the same time. Dude don't care about nothing else that's actually going on out here, man. He is
No.
what we know him to be, bro. This is all just a show for him. It's just one
Mm-hmm.
big ego, and they chose a guy with ego because they know that that's a guy that they could manipulate. There's never at no point in time in the history of these presidencies that they could not manipulate the guy. Now, one guy that they did have that they couldn't manipulate to me, and I maybe I could be wrong, but it's JFK. That's the one president that they could not manipulate, and we understand what happened to him. So
That's what I was gonna say, and that's the reason why. Like, if you ain't follow the protocol. So anybody who don't follow the protocol on those high level quote unquote situations or positions, it usually turns out like that. So, but yeah,
I have a different perspective on it.
speak
what's
on it.
up?
Speak on
I
it.
think that what we're witnessing is an outsider coup.
That too.
I think that he's just the figurehead of the coup, but the coup consists of a bunch of old timey
Oligarchs.
rich white supremacists who kind of like they already know they've had people on the inside long enough so they know what rules they can and can't break. They know what
Mm-hmm.
rules are flexible. They know that if they put certain people in certain positions, they'll be able to pull some levers. Steve Bannon said in an interview a little while back, you know who Steve Bannon is, right?
For
For
sure. He
sure.
was on
So
at the
Steve
top of the
Bannon
list for
said
the FBI.
Steve Bannon said that if they don't, he said if they don't execute on this plan with precision, everybody goes to prison. That's a very telling statement for him to say in an interview.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that.
You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know that he understands and I think he helped come up with Project 2025. So the idea that I believe that it's a coup. Like it's all white
They
men
infighting though. It's
who
like infighting type of.
they want to deconstruct the Republican Party because they know the Republican Party is the weakest link. And the reason why they're the weakest link is because the most easily influenced by money.
Yeah.
That's a
You
fact.
know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
But what they need to do is they need to get as many of their young to get on board. So what they're doing is they're trying to appeal to their young. That's why what's dude name who got killed last year? Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
That's why they keep throwing his name in the mix because he represents somebody
Yeah.
that young
Oh,
white people
yeah.
used to look to for answers.
Yeah.
He was the guy on the soapbox. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that as long as there's a lot of biracial babies being born, a lot of minority babies in general being born, they can at least put a stop, or I won't even say a stop, but just slow down the rate in which we're outnumbering them.
Mm. Mm.
Because white women aren't having as many babies anymore. The
That's a
biggest,
fact.
the largest amount of abortions are usually performed by white women. That's statistically true. White women
Mm-hmm.
have more abortions than any other race of people.
Mm-hmm.
And
For
because of
sure.
that, their numbers are dwindling. White women are in a lot more interracial relationships. White women are the largest feminist group, so they kind of don't look at their men the
That
same
was their
anymore.
group. They're the ones that created that
Wow.
You know
group.
what I'm saying? So a lot of things went wrong in the last 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And they're trying to turn that shit around. And if
that
that
makes
means
sense.
putting their foot on everybody else's neck to get their numbers back up, they're gonna do it. And while we're sitting here, we're looking at the wrong aspect of the game because dude talks that shit that kind of like gets everybody riled up. That's why
Yeah,
they can. That's
That's
why
what
they
he's there
keep.
for.
That's what exactly. That's why they can throw these Epstein file things out there and keep
And they get
everybody.
dismissed.
yeah.
Yeah, they keep everybody guessing about that shit
Mm-hmm.
because who gonna do something about it? What you like? All right, let's say they don't redact anything and they just drop all the names. What's her name? I forgot her name. She's one of his fucking pawns. She
Just
even
Lion
said it
Hernandez.
herself. She said she said that if we arrest everybody on that list, this whole thing comes crumbling down.
But
You
they
see
all
what I'm
know
saying?
that. But they all
But
know
see,
that.
that's the whole point. That's the point. That's the same thing. That's the
Bro,
exact
they
same thing
sitting
Steve
there.
Bannon was saying. That's the
They
same thing that Steve Bannon was saying. Like we have to succeed. There's no other way about it.
bro,
There
they
is
are and
failure is not an option.
they are distracting us or trying to distract us so much that all you
Mm-hmm.
got to do is post, where are the files, man? Put these files out because we know what
Those
Yeah,
files
happened.
don't those files don't even matter.
We
that's
know
what I
what
They
was
don't
getting
happened.
to.
matter. They
Like
don't matter.
nobody can do nothing about them. The people who could do something about them are in the files.
Exactly.
There it is.
So it's
So
There it is.
it's a what it is it's a what they call it a Mobius strip. It's
It's
an
a wind and
interleukin.
yeah, yeah.
It's a you know what I'm
Winding and
saying. So
turning
it's like
thing.
so
yeah,
it's a snake. It's a you know what I'm saying. It's a snake eating itself.
yeah. It feel like witchcraft, man. It's like so crazy because it's like what I mean by that is like it's a mind game. It's like this is happening. You get riled up emotionally. You go crazy. You start posting, doing whatever, but you can't do nothing about it. So you're
Mm-hmm.
constantly mad. Then you get angry because you can't do nothing about it. Like
Yeah.
it's it's just a game, in my opinion. Like when they dropped the
Yeah,
files, I knew nothing was gonna happen. I'm like, all these
dude. It's
celebrities, he
a
was talking about the celebrities first, and I'm like, you're not gonna. For one, the celebrities are these people's idols. Like some of these people won't even believe. You'll have chaos. Some of these people won't even believe that their favorite celebrity did it. You'll have people in the streets. It'll be so much chaos if you start arresting these people too. Like it'll be people fighting for these other people. Then that'll go to something even more. That'll go to where the streets will get shut down. And
I'll even say this. That's why it was so easy. That's why it was so easy to take down Bill Cosby, P. Diddy, R. Kelly. That's why it was so easy to make those examples of those black men in the face of everything else, just to show people like, look, we could do it if we want to, but look how trivial that is to us.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? It's like it's one of those things where it's like what you're worried about ain't even the worst that we've done.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like think about it like this. All right, to the point I was making about the white women and abortions and stuff, right? So there's this thing where they charge you not only just for the procedure, but they charge you for the disposal. You know what
Of
I'm
the
saying?
fetus.
That's
The
crazy.
fetus and all that. But what happens is they also resell all of that
Yeah. Because it's
to
rich.
pharmaceutical companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To facial cream companies and stuff like that. Those people, those you know what I'm saying? People who want to get rid of wrinkles and shit like that.
Yeah. Want to
Those
live
th-
forever.
those those creams and stuff come from that. You
That's
see what I'm saying?
wild.
It's an industry, bro.
Yeah.
It's an industry. It's
Yeah.
like it's bigger than just like to me like I look at it like it's a cult. You see what I'm
100%.
saying?
Yeah.
It's a like this whole thing is run by a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You
I'm
know what I'm
with you
saying?
100%.
So when you're dealing with like a underworld, that actually has all the resources, it's kind of like you're kind of swimming against the current trying to fight that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they want you to keep your head down, go to work every day. I had this conversation with my manager earlier today. I told him, I said, dude, it's kind of crazy how like the world is burning around you and you still got to clock these hours because your bills don't stop coming in.
Ain't
I
that
said, ain't that
Hmm.
something,
kind of
bro?
funny? I said, dude, I said, he's Mexican. I asked him, I said, you got family down in Mexico? I said, what have you heard about that cartel shit down there? He said, yeah, my grandma said she goes to the grocery store like nothing. She
Ever
said, yeah,
happened?
she saw a couple cars burning. I said, yeah, because the media, you know what I'm saying, drums up a story. I said, now it's not to say that it's not bad, but it's like no different than living in Chicago.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's no different than like living in Los Angeles, living in Newark, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? It's like you hear these stories outside of that and you think that, damn, I never want to go there. I
Right,
don't want to have to deal with that shit.
right.
But it's meant to be that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like we it's programming. It's like it's subliminal suggestion.
Yeah.
They show you some images, they use these buzzwords, they stoke the emotions that they need you to have in these
Mm-hmm.
moments to gain your trust, to get you on their side, to make you feel what they need you to feel in those moments.
And if it's not
You know
that,
what I'm
they
saying?
want you to panic.
Yeah.
They want you to take to the streets
The
and do
strong
something about
the
it.
strongest emotion you're gonna feel is fear. In
Mm-hmm.
any given like sadness ain't as strong as fear.
Nothing
Yeah.
is
Ang-
there.
ang-
There's
anger ain't as strong as fear.
nothing. I don't think nothing is strong as fear. But and
Nah.
I'll say this also, but it depends on what type of fear you got. Because if that fear angers you to do something about the situation, you will react differently. But if fear brings out the pussy in you, you're gonna show what type of
Yeah.
person that you really are.
Like that fight or flight type of vibe.
Fight or flight. There it
Dude,
is.
Yeah.
There it
dude, but
is.
look at where we live. Look at how we live. It's 2026, right? And like this might be like the most absurd and bizarre reality I've seen in my life in terms of like the way things are going. And people are just
Mm-hmm.
acting, people just keeping their head down.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like the person standing next to them could get they could get domed by a sniper
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and people won't even panic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because it's almost like
Desensitized.
yeah, exactly. They've removed all the emotion from the room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
And
dare you to say something.
now it's a fact. And on another note too, they showed us every scenario on Netflix. So that's already we done seen every scenario that could possibly happen.
Netflix,
We done
Amazon,
seen the we done
Tubi.
seen the pedophile cases. We done seen them taking over
Uh,
the White House. We done seen even zombies, all type of shit. They showed us every scenario. So
all the
that it could
scenarios. Any
possibly so people are just literally like, oh well, life goes on. And to play back to what you said though, most people really are so stuck on their daily grind because for one, rent, mortgage, cars, everything's so damn high, you can't even think about nothing else. Like
That's
I
it.
know,
That's
and
I
it.
that's
mean,
by
y'all live in a
design.
big city too. It's crazy. Like I
That's
was
by
just looking
design.
at the housing from 1970 to now. Like it's crazy. Everything went up except for salaries. So you
Dude,
can't
you used
really
to be
get
able to
ahead.
buy a house for 30 bands. You used to
Yep.
get a house for 30 bands, a nice size house for 30 bands. That same house now go for two, 300,000. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know what I'm
That's a
saying? You
fact.
used to be able to get used to be able to get a Cadillac for like 5 bands.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Cadillac now get 80 bands easy.
Yeah, you can't. It's tough, man. I tell my homies a lot of times, I'm like, this shit just every year. Like, even when you start really getting ahead, like you could be up and then shit start going up. Like I was in the grocery store like maybe 2 months ago, and I always buy strawberries. And I looked up and I saw
Mm.
strawberries that's normally $2.99 was $7.99. I said, this shit is crazy right now. So it's just like everything could change day to day. You think you comfy, you good, then you wake up in the morning and your eggs $25. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
just like
and then they're gonna ask you, how bad do you want it? That's
mm-hmm.
what it comes down to. How bad do you want it? Think about it like this. Like it was only like 5 years ago, we was like going to a 24-hour Walmart, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? There's literally the only thing that's really 24 hours now is like maybe a
7
diner
Eleven.
and gas stations.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's conditioning, it's social conditioning. It's like they're stripping away certain elements. So now it's like if you're out at past a certain hour and you get stopped, you get questioned. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why the hell you out this late? What the hell you doing out? You know it ain't nothing open.
Troll.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That type of you see what I'm saying? So it's like it's kind of conditioning us for the police state.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
all
saying?
of it, all of it. What you
Was
see
this
on
coming
TV, the
soon?
movies, the commercial, all of it. All of it is telling you, yo, we just want we gonna what they say, we gonna introduce you to it and then coax you into the next part of it, right?
And you're gonna
Aliens
accept it.
exist. Yep, and you're just gonna accept it. Aliens exist, and then we're gonna put all this stuff in front of you and let you know that aliens exist. All right.
Mhm.
Slavery is real, but these people are really smarter than us, and we gonna throw out some of this information to make y'all to let y'all know that oh they are actually better than us, or they are just smarter than us. Blah 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 blah. All this stuff they're introducing it to you.
Yep.
They just do it a certain way to let you know. Well, you did nothing to say that you didn't like it when we
Yeah.
introduced it to you, so it let us know that you were just okay with you. None of you guys had a big pushback for any of the things that we were doing, so you all let us know that you all were okay with it. The next
Yep.
thing that they're gonna do is you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, right? You don't have to worry about owning no property or anything like that, right? And we're gonna do that to y'all. And when the time is up and y'all can't own property and the only thing that you have is the paycheck, not the paycheck, but this stipend that we've been giving y'all weekly,
Yep.
bi-weekly, or monthly, when that's
Monthly.
monthly,
Yeah.
when it come down to that, and you can only support yourself off this for a certain period of time per month, that was because you all accepted it because we did the experiment with you all. Remember COVID?
Yep.
That was the experiment. We gave that to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all accepted that. And y'all were happy to stay at home. And no one wanted to make no more money than that. So we said, well, based on what y'all wanted, $5,000 a month was good enough for y'all.
You ain't
Yep.
never lied. That was definitely the test. And they got the joint called Universal Basic Income. So you right there with it. Like, and yeah, like a lot of people, it's so crazy too, because I was during COVID, I was actually managing the stores. I used to like run retail stores, and I remember some people was like, "Nah, I'm staying home." I like they was quitting their jobs. Like I'm staying home. I'm gonna just take this money, and then I'll
Mm.
find something after. But that reliance actually screwed a lot of people over because then when they went to find something after, it was 20,000 people looking applying for the same shit that you
Yep.
once had. So it didn't it didn't go in their favor when it ran out. But that's the easiest way to get somebody hooked, man. You give them something free for a little while. Some people will fall for it. Ain't nothing wrong with free money, but you gotta be smart about it.
See what it is the idea that something being free in the first place is a farce. You know
That
what
it
I'm saying?
is.
Mhm.
Nothing is free. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
You gotta think about like you
Nothing's
gotta look at
free.
who look at the hand that's handing it to you. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
it's
Like
a
you
reason.
gotta know it's a string attached to it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
If
I
I
ain't never
get
seen so many seafuod boils in my
Look
life.
There it
You know,
is.
look at the
Spiritual. If I
look
if
at
I
the
was giving you a hundred
public aid.
thousand dollars, if I was giving you $100,000 every 3 months, and you took it, you don't think I want something in return for you getting this type of cash?
mhm.
That means when your career takes off, at some point, I'm gonna turn around and say, "Hey, man, I done already gave you $400,000. You up to half a
I,
million already, homeboy."
all right.
Yep,
I own part of what you got going on now.
Yeah. What you think? What you
You know what
think
I'm
came
saying?
with this? Oh,
this
so
ain't free.
there it is. There it is.
Yep,
All this
this
shit come
shit.
with a price. All of it come with a price. You think motherfuckers just gonna hand you checks like that without nothing being attached to it? It's
That
just
was
like
in
going on a
advance.
yeah, it's just like going on a date with these guys and these women think that oh I ain't got to put out. Bitch, you thought that you was gonna hang out with me. I was gonna take you out. We was gonna go
You
to
thought
3 different places to eat.
you
Play for
thought I just
pay.
like I thought you was cool? You thought you were cool like that? You
You
thought
Shit.
we
thought
were
this shit was
oh, you
just
thought we was
right.
friends. You
Oh,
thought we
come
were friends.
on.
We're not friends,
Stop
buddy.
it.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
it. I paid for drinks. We had a good time. And you ain't think at the a day or two or a couple of weekends of doing this, I wasn't gonna try to nail.
Word.
See, that's where the game at though, man. Like you think about like socially, that's where we are, man. It's like everything is it's an exchange. Everything is based on exchange. You know what I'm saying? And what the rate of exchange is really contingent on what you got to offer. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's not even bartering at this point because they know what we want is probably way more valuable than what we got to offer in most cases. Look how they make us look how they make us go streaming with our art. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? We bust our ass to create that art. And they go
Yeah.
and then they set the price.
Yep. They got the platform, so you can't make nothing but what they give you in control.
Yeah,
That's a form of slavery right there. You
yeah.
gotta put your shit on the streaming. Fuck
Like that's the
that.
only outlet. No, I'm good.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
nah, we ain't doing that shit.
yeah, yeah,
But
man.
but yeah, it's so funny because I was just thinking of how like we was talking about how everything is so crazy right now. My homies was talking about like the dating shit with the women, and I said this shit ain't even reality no more. Like this life, he was telling me the funniest stories. He was
Yeah,
like, he was basically saying like he don't want to date no more. He was like, yo, it's so crazy. He'd rather just fly a chick out, link for a weekend, and not have to deal with the drama. And I'm like, damn, that's where we at. We not even on some let's go get some food and kick it no more. It's like, yo, boom, 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 and that's it. So shit is real out
yeah,
here. The
yeah. It's
communication part, everything.
I think
So
that the problem with it is because people don't meet people where they at no more. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
It's all like people just put on a it's like a ad. You put an ad up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what dating apps are. Most people are meeting on dating apps. Most people are
Mm-hmm.
meeting on social media. You know what I'm saying? Most people aren't like this. Like to walk up to somebody and make acquaintance and kind of get to know this person and have those conversations. That's like few
It's
and far
rare.
between nowadays. Yeah.
It's rare.
So now it's like it's all about, you know what I'm saying, exchanges. You know what I'm saying? It's marketing.
Yeah.
You gotta market yourself to these people, man.
But they
And if
consider
you
the
don't
shit that we did back in the day, though, they consider the shit we did back in the day as like improper. Like when you used to see a young woman down the street and you try to talk to her, like they think that it's something wrong with that nowadays, though, as
see, I
opposed
think
to somebody
people
messing.
who I think what it is like that's the socially awkward crowd that's kind of like a part of the fray now. I think that what happens is back to the whole no child left behind shit. You have a whole group of people who probably never really were socially uh adept. They weren't really, you know what I'm saying? They probably didn't have good social skills growing up.
Word.
So now they out here in the world with the rest of us who actually have some sort of, you know what I'm saying, social uh uh acuity. We know how to communicate, we know how to use our words, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We know not to take things so personal. We know how to read the room, stuff like that. When you got people who are socially awkward actually out here in the fold with us, it's kind of they get to have a say in the outcome. It kind of like ruins the ecosystem.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yep.
like it's kind of like even on the job, dude. Like I had this conversation with this chick on the job. So she's an engineer. She she's supposed to have fabricated a piece of material for us so we could install it on our machine. And she got the measurements wrong, so we couldn't put the screws through. And but before we went through the whole process, I told her, I said, don't forget to measure twice so you can cut it once. You know, just fucking with her.
Yeah.
We got back around. She brought the material. We got ready to install it. It didn't fit. And the whole time before, she was talking about how she ain't gonna fuck it up. She's the one who's the engineer, and
Yeah.
she said she's one of the few girls in her class who graduated as an engineer. So when she got it wrong, and she's like, "Man, I know I got the math right." I said that damn girl brain, huh?
Shit. She was
And
fucked
she
up.
Yeah, it fucked her up. She kind of got offended and shit like that. But I told her, I said, she's like, what's that supposed to mean? I said, that means that you think about things like a girl. I said, you think differently than the guys. And I said, I can't relate to it because I don't have a girl's brain. I have a guy's brain. I said, my brain wouldn't allow me to make that mistake. And she
Shit,
was like, she was
he.
furious. Yeah,
Oh
she was
yeah, I
like,
know.
yeah, she was furious and shit. And I told her, I said, well, I said, you obviously didn't trust us when we told you to fucking make sure it was right, and you did it
Yeah,
your way.
Right.
I said,
yeah,
now you got to go back and get it fixed. And now we set back, and we got to wait for this part to get refabricated because
Of what
I
you
said
yeah.
did.
so,
She don't like that.
and I
She not
asked, I
gonna.
said so. But see, that's we live in a society now where we give people fucking participation trophies. We like you get to be a part of it without having to actually do the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you gotta like I come from a day and era where you gotta kind of prove yourself. Like being an MC. It's like being an MC. Like everybody nowadays you got motherfuckers who don't have no business rapping, dropping albums.
That's a whole difference. Yeah, that shit is
You
crazy.
see what I'm saying? And it's
That's a
basically the
subject
same
we need to
thing.
talk about, but keep on going.
It's basically the same thing, bro. It's like you actually out here just occupying space where you
Mm-hmm.
probably shouldn't even be here, man. You probably better at some other shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know it because you getting, you know what I'm saying, a pat on the back to be a part of this
Yeah,
over here.
and you
You know
can't.
what
And
I'm
it's
saying?
hard nowadays too because people won't even accept the truth if you tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the ego that took over. You could tell somebody like, "Yo, I
Yeah.
don't think that's for you." Like because everything
Yeah.
is considered hate now.
Yeah.
Everything is considered. So it's
Yeah.
kind of some bullshit. But you can't
Like you
tell
can't have an
nobody
opinion no
else.
more. No more opinions. You can't have
Hell
opinions no
no.
more.
It's you got to be happy. At least they're doing it. Somebody be like, at least they're doing it. They're doing a great
That's
job.
your First Amendment, brother. Freedom of
Shit
speech, right?
sucks. Mm-hmm.
That's your First Amendment. And soon if we're not careful with the way things are going, they'll be aiming to get that up out of there too, you know.
I mean, it's technically already going though in a lot of ways though.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
it's already
it's already
eroded.
going because it's certain subject matter you can't even say. Like I know, for instance, like it's a lot of things you can't say. You can't say certain things about gender. You can't say certain things about specific countries. You can't say a lot of different things. So it's already
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It's already going in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
which is crazy because sometimes even just having a conversation about it not being offensive still gets considered as offensive because they it's it's preferred to be they want you to be silent on a lot of topics
And I think
or
that's one
either
of the biggest things that we
agree,
have to
you
pay
gotta be
attention
agreeable.
to. There it is, right? Everything you just have to be agreeable and tone down your thoughts and your opinions on everything just to go along to get along.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's the way things are. The only way for us to get stronger as a society, as people, and as individuals is understand where things work and where they don't work. And the things that do work, if they do work, let's move forward from
for
there. But
sure.
when they don't work, we cut those things off and we move ahead. And we're allowing the things that don't allow us to move ahead, we're allowing those things to affect us majorly, and they become cancers or they become stumbling blocks
Mm-hmm.
for us as we continue to move forward. And they don't, the people that are in control, they don't care about that shit. They want that to happen. As long as we
Yeah.
can keep you guys stumbling, and I don't know if this is too crazy of an example, but knowing that there's a cure for cancer or cancers and knowing that we're not using it and they're not healing and curing it, but they're treating you for the cancer instead of healing it or
Yeah,
curing it. They're treating you for the cancer. And because you're being treated for the cancer, you have to go to these treatments every month or every 2 months, every 3 months, or whatever it is. And you have to continue to get treated because as long as we're treating it, you pay us and it's a
yeah,
trillion, it's a billion or trillion dollar industry. So you don't get healthy, you don't get well, but you get treated for something that's gonna eventually take your life. Instead of someone saying, "Hey, 606, brother O, Spitz Nelson, is there a cure? Can you cure this? Can we wipe this out once and for all and get it
yeah.
done and over with?" And they don't want to do that. What they want to do is
Nah,
continue to carry on and continue to treat and keep the issue going on rather than resolve it and get it out the way. And it sucks that we're in a
yeah,
situation where that continues to happen. So
yeah. No, that
The
shit is weird.
reason why, like the reason why stuff like that, to your example with cancer, the reason why that exists though is, and it's not even just the capitalist component as much as it is about resources, right? So you think about it like this, and it's kind of fucked up that we exist this way. But I mean, also, this is like the advanced version of what we were talking about earlier. So like you have a scenario in place where, yeah, you probably could cure this disease for this person, but what value does this person bring to the fold?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like this person is 25 between the ages of 25 and 85 years old with cancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, uh, does this person push the needle forward? Does this person bring the tribe or the society to a new level if we cure this person? Probably not.
That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? But what this person probably does do, if we save their life, is they'll continue to consume resources.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If this person can't afford this medication, then odds are they can't afford to live. That's the way they look at it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Is that a
saying?
form of population control? Is that what you're saying?
100%.
That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what it is. I
All
mean,
right.
if you think about it from this perspective, though, uh, when you think about like all the different eras in time, it's always existed. You know what I'm saying? That we just live in a day and time now where we're using medicine. We're using modern medicine as a form of population control, whereas before the form of population control was labor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There was no
16
safety
hour days,
mechanisms and stuff.
20-hour
Yeah,
days.
long
Yeah.
20-hour days and dangerous jobs. No
Mm-hmm.
type of, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you died on the job, you died on the fucking
Yeah.
job. Just go
Especially for
somewhere.
those coal miners and guys that are digging for iron and things like that. Yeah.
So it's like it's really just it's a value proposition at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's the point in curing cancer in an 80-year-old woman?
Yeah. When we
You
can
see what I'm
just
saying? That's the
push
way
her
they look
into
at it.
her death. Yeah.
Yeah, like they look at it like shit. She lived a long life. Her family might not appreciate that, but the
That shit
reality
is.
of the reality of it is she's just one of thousands that they're making that decision for. That's why like a company like CVS owns an insurance company and a pharmaceutical company. You know what I'm saying? And they get to get away with that.
And got a gang of lawyers to go along with it.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up because we being very deep and intellectual and everything like that. Let's switch it up. All right. You are a hooper, sir. Are you paying attention to the latest and greatest in the NBA?
Yes, absolutely. I got Jalen Brown for MVP.
Oh shit. So you co-signing what I thought. You co-signing what I was thinking about having him as the
Jalen Brown
MVP.
MVP. Best season so far from him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And defensively and offense, carrying the team. Without JT, he's showing people him and JT are right here. And he might have the edge over JT. JT might have the star power a little more though. But
I think they're both good players, but I think the skill set of Jalen Brown is more team oriented, you know?
yeah,
JT
JT
is
is
more of the guy that
unstoppable.
you want him to get the buckets, right? It's more like the
Yeah,
Michael Jordan, but JB is more the guy like I can do everything and but I'm gonna facilitate for these guys as well.
yeah. He got
Yeah.
so he got what happened to his I know the media was constantly talking about his handle, and I actually had to agree with them. I always felt like his handle wasn't that tight. His handle got better. His
Mm-hmm.
handle's sharper. He can put it on the floor in different ways. I never thought he had a good handle. That's just my opinion. I thought he can do moves, but he just couldn't handle. Like coming from playing basketball, I didn't think his handle was that tough.
I thought he did some really good improvement over the last 2 years to work on his handle. Like we knew
Yep.
which way he was going, but those the signature moves that he always had, he always told on himself about what he was going to do. But
Yep.
as I watched him right now, and he's 38 and 19, and the other team that they're playing is 38 and 22, which is the Denver Nuggets. And they're up in the second quarter, 33-27. I think it's a dope season that Jalen Brown is having. I think he's done well without having his co-star and his I guess MVP. But and I can't call him MVP because he's the one that won an MVP in the finals. But
Yeah.
having his ride or die, his Ace Boone Coon out there. Nah, I ain't gonna say Coon. Having his ride or die with him out there on the court. He don't have him, so he's using the guys like Pritchard and White and Quetta, and they're coming together and they're making his team work. Because
Yep.
early on in the season, I was like, yo, this season is gonna be terrible for them.
I thought it was going to same thing. I thought he was going to have a tough season too,
Yeah.
but Pritchard really showing me something right now, and White is a great player in my opinion, a great role player. So,
Mm.
but for the Celtics, good coaching. Like I've been watching like a lot of the East games, and Missoula's a beast. He's a real good coach, and they drafted well too. Some of the players that I've been seeing come off the bench out of nowhere, I'm like, they did a good
Mm-hmm.
job drafting. So.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I like the way they look out there, man. So
Yeah. They
with the
can't beat Detroit, but in a 7-game series, but they look good.
wait a damn minute. You don't think that they can beat Detroit?
Nah, I don't think because
You
I
don't
think
think the champion? Well, they are down one guy, but you
I
don't think the
think
champions
Detroit
can beat
got
them?
I think Detroit has a better defensive team, and I think Detroit got too much mismatch problems. Like in my opinion, like
Okay,
for one, Cade Cunningham, he's a problem. Like
he
I didn't
is.
think he would be that good. I thought he was going to be an all-star, but um, out of Jaylen Brown and him, like he should be up there too this year, MVP. He won't get it, but I think he's a great player too. And I like they got a guard. I forget his name. Undrafted guard on Detroit. Baller.
Okay.
Undrafted guard, like 6'2", handle, jump shot, everything. When I get his name, I'll remember it. But they just signed him. I really like Duran. I like what's the guy's name? Thompson. I like the Thompson
Yeah,
twin,
the
good
Thompson twin.
defender.
Yeah.
I think they got a good team, like overall. Like, and again, good coaches. So I've been watching. There's a few players I've been watching. What you think about Ant?
Think about it. So I like what he's over there doing in Minnesota. Um, and he's been a solid contributor, to making sure that his team is successful. But I think this has to be the time where he just can't be an exciting player and electrifying. Like this is going to be that type of season from this point on for the next 2 or 3 seasons. He's going to really have to step
People
up.
better.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. He has to do better, bro. He has to do better. He's gonna have to be lightning in a bottle to make sure that he can get those guys over the hump. But here's the thing: OKC is nice. Denver is still nice. The Spurs are
And
now
San
nice.
Antonio,
The
I was
Spurs
gonna
are
say that.
now nice, bro. So, are you really like? In order for you to get over those guys, you got to do something that you've never done before to make sure that you represent. You know.
And I don't
Uh,
think no team could get past the Spurs if Wemby's healthy. Even although I think OKC is amazing, Wemby is the difference maker because they
and
got
then,
guard play,
that's the
they
truth
got
right there.
front court. They could play because the Spurs. You know what happens with the Spurs? The Spurs could play 4 guards around Wemby because what's the rookie of the year guy last year? Stephen Castle,
Yeah,
great defender. You
yeah,
got him.
yeah.
You could play Harper, you could play Fox, and
Vassell,
then you could play Vassell or you could play Johnson.
there it is.
And you got good wings, you got speedy guys near the passing lane, and Wemby makes up for all the mistakes. He gets dunked on a lot. I ain't gonna lie, he get dunked on a
That's
lot.
okay. Shit, everybody gonna get
But
dunked
he
on if you're
blocking
trying to block
everything too,
shots.
though. He
Yeah.
blocking everything. He blocked like for a game. So the Spurs are tough, man. But besides that, it's only OKC, Denver, and the Spurs who come out the West. The West is sad to me this year.
The West is sad, man.
I
Come
think the
on,
West is
man.
sad this year.
Come
Like
on, man.
I think the West is sad. Name another team. Name another team in the playoffs in the West. Dallas,
Nope. Besides the Lakers, who else can I name? The Clippers,
Clippers.
but they
Hmm?
may fall. They may fall after that
Yeah,
James Harden
Clippers.
trade.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like the West. I don't see. Nah, I don't see like you
Yeah.
got teams like in the East though who are surging right now. You know who I'm about to say. The
Don't tell
Hornets
me
are
that.
surging.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say the Knicks.
Nah, the Knicks is doing it all right, but I don't trust the Knicks in the play. I ain't a Knicks fan. I don't trust them.
Mm-mm.
They should have traded Cat. I would have
They should
traded
have.
Cat and got Giannis. They should
Yeah.
have just done it.
I would have done that
But
right there. Yeah.
yeah, they should have done it. You would have had to give up OG. You would have to give up Cat, a draft pick, but you would have had Giannis, Brunson, and you would have
Hart,
had everybody else. And Hart,
Mikal
you would have had
Bridges. Yeah.
Giannis make up
And,
for a
and
lot of
if
people.
it made sense in the process of making that trade, give me Bobby Portis, bring him to New York as well.
Yeah, they should
Yeah.
have done it. But
Or either that
you
or
know,
Trent.
what's funny though? Speaking of, now that I've got my thinking cap on too, the Bucks wound up. Bucks had having a horrible season, but they wound up getting one of my favorite six men, Cam
Which is,
Thomas.
oh, okay. Yeah.
When
Bet
they
it
got
up.
Cam, that's a nice little six man pickup.
It is.
Kevin Porter was nice. They got the dude, the other guard, light skinned guard, from the Wizards. So I've been watching though.
For sure. For sure.
Watching.
For sure. So, what are your plans as we continue the conversation? And for those who don't know, if you see Six jump off, it's because he got some other stuff that he got to deal with. That is a family man. So, what are your plans going forward for the next couple of months? I don't want to get into everything because I don't want you to put yourself out there like that. You're not as a
Gotcha.
as a as a man or as a woman, you're not supposed to be exposing or letting everybody know about your full plan. But what do you have in place for the next couple of months coming up?
So next couple of months really is just locking in with just the music, releasing the album, like a full album. I just was doing so many EPs, so releasing the album. I do got some shows booked and coming up, some New York and Atlanta shows and Boston shows. So getting a little more visibility, just having fun really, and just doing a little traveling really. So that's my plans, and they're not all 100% set in stone, but I would like to travel a little more and hopefully go to Puerto Rico at the uh, end of this winter.
Oh
So
man, I think you're gonna love it there. I don't think you are going to love it once you get there, man. So make sure you save up
uh,
all your ducats. Make sure you got enough
definitely.
money to make sure the kids are all right. But make sure you take care of the wife, man, and make sure you and her are able to have a hell of a good time.
Nah,
Now,
definitely. I appreciate that.
for sure. Now, so far for you, what are some great places for you to visit and have a good cup of coffee while you're out doing performances?
So you mean future or
No, so far,
past?
where's so far, where have you had some of your best performances?
So my best performances, definitely, I always got to say New York.
Damn it, man. I'm so sick of New York, man.
Yeah, me too, man. But you know what though? My best performances always seem to be New York at the right time and the good energy and the venues, man. Some of the best venues that I performed at. Speaking of venue, I got a show coming up. I do have one coming up in May at my one of my favorite venues
Mm-hmm.
called the Delancey in Lower East Side. They got a lot of good Spanish food. It's right on the corner next to all the restaurants. So that's one of my spots, and I'm looking forward to that joint. I haven't been there in like 5 or 6 years, but it's a couple. A friend of mine told me it's a couple of cafes nearby too. So I'm definitely gonna do some reviews there
Okay.
and try to get some stuff in. But
Is there a place
definitely,
that you love to go to for some good Spanish cuisine or Latino or Latin? I ain't gonna say Latino, Latin cuisine.
you know what? I'm more sushi than Latin cuisine. In all honesty.
I
I'm
love some
more of a
good
sushi
rolls.
guy, so obviously, you know the coffee, but sushi is where I really look for. Like when I'm out and about, I look to
Mm-hmm.
see. I'll research whoever has the best sushi. I don't be remember all the restaurants, but man, I Google it and I find out who got the most stars. But if I hit up a spot, it's definitely gonna be sushi. Are you into sushi?
Man, what? Yeah, man.
I
What?
ask people that sometimes they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, yo, sushi.
Nigga, is an elephant heavy in the words of Bump J?
Nah, that's real. That's real.
Nigga, is an elephant heavy?
You don't go to the all you can eat joints, do you?
No, I don't do all you can eat.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, like the spots, the small little 10, 12 people joints is usually the best ones.
Okay, so the
I
spot that I went to in Chicago recently, I can send you the info for it. Um,
definitely send me that. So when I come
yeah,
by there,
yeah. I'm gonna send it. So while we're talking, I'm gonna try to look it up and find it for you right now. but
Appreciate it.
I was there during not a couple months ago. Me and a friend of mine, we were in there and we went in there and we had a really good time. We enjoyed it. The food, the
So
sushi was amazing. It's not that big of a place. It's maybe twice the size of the place where I stay at right now.
nice.
Uh,
That's the best. That's the best spots. Like from what I know, I've been to like a couple of places that you literally could fit 10, 12 people. My wife had took me to one on my birthday, and it was the best sushi I'd had in like years. So
Bro, and when I tell you this, when I say that the food was good, it was very good. Now, I guess they wanted to see if we were on tap for a reservation, which we were not, but
uh-huh.
they were able to accommodate us. And I would say you probably got that's probably a spot with maybe 20 to 25 uh arranged seating, like tables for seating and everything
Okay.
like that. So it's not that big of a place, but
It's on point.
it's on point, bro. And, you know, I enjoyed myself there, and I like that. I like those type of spots, but I
So
do enjoy, man, a really good roll, bro. Like
yeah, man. That's what I
so,
usually that's what I usually do if I want something for lunch that's not too heavy. I always like to get the little lunch special, get the 2 or 3 rolls and call it a day.
hmm and I like to always check out to see what type of like their Godzilla roll or their dragon roll.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I am, I always try out a dragon roll just to see what it is
So
that they're talking about. So,
so I be
um,
trying to tell more of us. So here's the thing: like a lot of black folks, they be in denial about the sushi. Like at least the ones that I know, they be like, "Nah, I'm not messing when
sushi
it
is
comes to that
fire, bro.
food."
I don't
Yes,
know. No,
I be
I don't
telling
ever
them.
want to hear that, bro. When I hear that, it lets me know that you're not even trying to eat. Like if you will go to these other restaurants and eat the food that they're putting out, and you don't understand what it is that they're presenting to
Mhm.
you, then there is nothing wrong with you going out and having some California rolls and enjoying yourself because you
Yeah,
actually like them. It just depends on what it is, how it's made, and everything like that. But it's actually good, bro.
yeah. I was late to the party. Trust me. I remember. I had my first sushi in 2012.
Mm,
So that was the first time I ate sushi. I was living in Astoria, Queens, and
okay.
somebody had put me onto it. And ever since then, I've been hooked. But I was in denial. I was like, "Nah, I'm not eating no raw fish." And she let me try it. It was on point.
That's what everybody says, man, until they have a taste of what that food is really like,
Mm-hmm.
man, and then it blows their mind because people forget to understand or do not understand is sushi is no different from you making a steak or making a chicken pot pie or something. You get all that flavor in it. Like it's
Yep.
really, really, really good, bro. It really is, and I enjoy it. So I'm glad to be a guy that gets out here and try sushi. I'm trying to send it to you, but I
No,
don't know
I
if it's going
appreciate
through.
it. Yeah, that's gonna be my tomorrow thing too. I gotta go
Yeah,
in the office tomorrow, so I'm gonna probably grab some.
yeah, that's my thing.
But
Like I do love. So there's some places nearby where I work that that I do like to frequent and get and go over
appreciate
and have me a decent meal there when I'm going for sushi. But man, I love it, bro. I have no problem with it, man. My stomach
you.
is
Nah, that's
okay
what's
with it. You know, I love a couple of spicy rolls, but I also love, you know, like something a little bit more just flavorful. You know what I mean?
you ever do the sweet potato roll?
I haven't had a sweet potato roll yet.
I tried that recently. I was surprised by it. I had the
Mm.
sweet potato roll. It was definitely different flavor from the normal, but it was good. Definitely try that when you get a
I'm
chance.
gonna have to check that out, man. I'll probably do it on this Friday or maybe over the weekend. Depends on how the scheduling goes, because I know I got
Yeah, yeah. Did y'all get
episodes
hit
for the
with a
podcast
did
to
y'all get
do.
hit with a bunch of snow?
Nah, man, we've been empty on the snow since about mid
Okay.
January. Like we haven't
Good.
had a lot of snow, man. Like it's mostly been so now it's back down to 30 degrees here, but 3 or 4 days ago it was 60.
Okay.
So
That's
we were
good.
enjoying, yeah, so we were enjoying that. You know, everybody came out. It was like summer here. Everybody had on shorts and t-shirts
I
invest
bet.
and things like that. So Chicago
Yeah,
niggas, man, whether they white, black, Mexican, or whatever, they gonna enjoy that weather
nah, that's love.
and
I
they gonna
gotta
come
come
out
through. I keep saying I gotta come to Chicago, man. Like,
whenever it fits you, bro. You know I'm here. You know I'm here. So
bet. Yeah, I got to, man. I think historically it's so funny because Chicago has so much history. I don't know all about it, but I know historically, like I remember, especially Black history has a lot
hmm
of it. But it's we only get the bad now from it, like the
facts,
negative part. You live in the city, so you
hundred
get what you
percent,
get. But
100%.
outside of it, it's like, bro, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel like about like Newark. And sometimes when I hear about Philly and different places, I'm like, you would have to live there to kind of know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You gotta live somewhere. You can't really judge it off of being on the outside. So
Nah, man, when you come to Chicago, brother, you destined to have a good time. There's a lot of food spots to check out. There's a lot of history, a lot of museums. There's a lot of learning. Jean Baptiste Point du Sable is the person they say founded Chicago, or I would like to say built Chicago. He's the person that owned a lot of
yeah,
the land here and went out of his way to educate people and show them how to build on the land that was here as well. So Chicago's, man, is rich with culture and history and everything. There's a lot to learn about the city, and enjoy while you are here. So whenever you decide to show up here, may God, put us together and we can go out and have some good food and travel around and
well,
shoot the shit and just enjoy the city,
nah,
and you
definitely
get
sooner than
acclimated
later.
here. Yeah, that's all it'll be, man. But just about having a good time. Chicago's a dope place, man. It's even better when you got money and you got some ducats to throw around.
Got you. I could believe that.
For sure, for sure. Anything else we need to get off? You need to
Nah,
get off
bro,
your
like
chest.
really, man. Like again, just dropping the music, man. And like I said, I'm appreciative to even hop back on with you, man, because definitely you was we this was the first podcast I had did. I had did a bunch
Okay.
recently, a few more coming out. So I always was appreciative for the opportunity. But just music, man, coming up. I'm actually in process of getting my own coffee. I
Oh
was saving up
shit.
for last year, but a friend of mine actually, he played in the NFL. A friend of mine, James, he had hit me up. He been seeing what I was doing. He's just finishing med school now. He's a doctor, so he hit
Okay.
me up. He's like, he has a connect in Ethiopia,
Mm.
so we actually gonna get some stuff sent over to see how we like it, and we might do like 100 or 200 bags to start out with, and start our
Awesome.
little business up. But that's really it, man. Just I'm in my grateful era right now, man. Just really just gratefulness on 100 and just enjoying everything this year and what's
I love
coming.
the way that sounds, bro. I'm happy for you,
So
man. I love the way that
appreciate
sounds.
it, bro. But yeah, man, that's it, man. Just excited. I'm definitely gonna get you the album because I want you to critique it. I want you to listen to it, critique it. You a hip hop head, you do music,
Yes,
so
sir.
it'll be good to get some feedback. It's definitely a dope piece of work. I
Yes,
endorse it.
sir.
I know it's great, but I love when others could say it's great also. So
Yes, sir. Plug anything that you need to before we get ready to wrap this up, man. Plug
nah, for
anything.
sure. So anybody watching, you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all go to spitznelson.com. I got the new merch on there. At Spitz Nelson on IG. But
Mm.
mostly spitznelson.com. That's where everything's at. New videos, new music, shows, updates, all that, man. And yeah, and I'm on Instagram. So anybody want to reach out, collabs, features, shows, anything like that, I'm here and I'll talk to y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Spitz Nelson is a guest from New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another awesome episode. I'm actually glad I had a chance to talk to you, bro, because I know you've been listening to the music that's out here. And even if you haven't, you've been in the zone focusing on the things that you've been trying to do. And what you're doing is so different from what's already out here that authentication that it takes to do it, the authenticity that you have to do what you are doing, it just speaks volumes to what we do in hip hop and what you're doing. And it also says that there, like again, like I said earlier, there are other levels and depths to reach, and as well as heights to reach as well with what you
Appreciate
have
it.
going on. It's just a matter of what they say. All you need is that one time to catch, and
Yep,
you'll be out of here. So
a
I
hundred
love
percent.
it. Yeah, I love it. I love what you're doing, man, and look
Thank you,
forward to
bro.
seeing everything else that you got going on. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is Spitz Nelson on the Faux Profits podcast. This is another episode, and we are done here. Have a great day.
Thank you, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.